The other aspect of this business is we take a look at what are we really selling to other people. And as that becomes clear and you understand what you're really selling to people that you're getting involved in this business, this is my best guess. I believe 80% of what you're really selling to other people is yourself, because they're going to buy you before they buy anything else that you ever have to say. So as you focus on that, the second thing that we're selling is you're selling them that there's a system, a methodology, that you can teach them what they need to do in a way that they can fit that into their life and be able to be successful in this business. You're also selling them that if they are open to take a look at an alternative, that we've got an alternative way that they can develop a stream of income into their life. I love those words, stream of income. They're saying one picture paints 1,000 words, but that just vividly brings it into somebody's picture of what this business is. We can help them develop a stream of income into their life. And the next thing is, it's not the people that need the business. As soon as you can realize this, it's not the people that need the business. It's the people that want the business. And that's the people you want to focus on. And let me tell you a true story that happened to me about a year and a half ago as I was driving in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I was driving down Scottsdale Road, and I happened to drive a Mercedes. And there was a lady as I was driving down Scottsdale Road that was hitchhiking. And so I figured there was somebody that obviously needed a ride. This is where my mindset was. I should pick her up. So I stopped to pick her up. She gets into the car. Her first question as she got into the car was, "Are you a police officer?" Now, I didn't quite get it yet. But by the second question, I got it. Let me tell you, my first response was, why would she have to be doing something like this? I says, I obviously refused what she was looking for, but I said, let's spend maybe a half an hour and go over. There's a restaurant right over here. Are you hungry? And maybe I could buy you lunch. Because I was wondering, why was she doing what she was doing? A common thing. And so we got there to have a bite to eat. And so I started questioning her why she's doing it, why she's doing what she's doing. She tells me that she really would like to make a change. She's not happy doing what she's doing. I says, oh, really? Well, if you could think about whatever you'd want to do, what would you want to be doing? She didn't even hesitate. She said, I would love to be into telemarketing. Honest story, true story. I said, well, let me tell you a little bit about who I am. I gave her a little bit about my background and credentials. By the way, I had a copy of my book. I said, I'll give you a copy of my book. I said, I'll even put some money into helping you successfully develop a business if you're interested. All you need to do is pick up the phone and call me later. How many of you here today feel that she ever called me? A few people. Well, you guys are wrong. She never called me. Yeah. Yes. And it was. The point is, it's not who needs the business, because she needed the business. You've got to focus on the people that want the business, and that's the key. Let's get a little bit more clear about what we're really selling, because it goes back to certain things have stood the test of time, that, we've all got that human desire, and there's certain things that us as humans have always wanted. We wanted them 100 years ago. We wanted them 200 years ago. Now, as I listened to a friend of mine talk about it, he says the definition of these slightly change. For example, 100 years ago or 200 years ago, what was considered beautiful was to be a plump lady. Now, the definition of that has changed, but there are certain elements that humans always want, and there are security, longevity, lifestyle, vanity. Take a look at and realize how many of those items up there that we have to offer to other people. See, human desires transcend all time. What we've got to offer people is going to be relevant today. As relevant as it is today, it's going to be even more relevant 20, 30, 50, 100 years from today. So we've got what everybody in reality needs. So let's take a look at, the areas of resistance. The key is understanding whatever the resistance the person has and cover it in your presentation. Let me give you another example. I was getting on a flight one time. I was the first one on the flight, and there was this flight attendant 2 rows over, and I was walking up into first class, and our eyes connected, and we started a conversation. And we were just really jamming. We were hitting it on all levels. After about 3 minutes, 4 minutes into that conversation, she says, "You must be into selling." And I don't know where she came up with that, and I don't even know where I came up with the response from there. But I says, I'm really not into selling, because as I take a look at what we do in this business, I don't look at it as a selling process. And what my response was to her was, no, what I am into is into giving, because that's what I take a look at this business. We give people information that can change their life in many different areas. Information that from the products that we represent to the fact that we can empower them, that they can take control of their life. So the key is understanding where people are, because people hate to be sold to. But, and here's the opposite of that, people love to buy. So as people have clarity about this business, people are going to get involved. So many people in the sales process, and I'm almost done with the sales process, most of the people in the sales process have things sold to them, not with them. Most of the people that are in selling don't open them up and explore who they are. So the key is you've got to be able to sell with them. I want to share with you a demonstration, because as we're taking a look at selling, and I know I'm spending a lot of time on it because I feel it's that important. But where this business is different than the selling is, see, what we do is we're recommending and promoting something that we know has tremendous value. A while back, I saw a demonstration, and this is why you need to be clear on your communications with people. What I'd like everybody to do is to take the thumb and the finger right next to the thumb and put it together in a form of a 0 or an O. Now, as you're doing this, what I would like everybody to do is I would like you to put these 2 fingers on your chin. And how many of you have got it on the chin, and how many of you have got it on your cheek? The reason why I do that demonstration is if you're giving off mixed messages to the people that you're bringing into the business. See, the key in this business is we teach people to buy direct. We're not there to sell them the product. We teach them how to buy. If we're giving out mixed messages and you're into the retail product, which I feel is the short term in the business, the key is helping people get the best value that they can for the product, which is becoming a wholesale consumer. That's what I've learned, and that's what I totally believe in. The key is to recommend and promote, which is what I said earlier, and to realize that consistency in your message. Okay, well, let's take a look at the network marketing industry. I remember as I was walking one time and I was talking to a person, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this, and they say, well, what do you do? And you say, well, I'm in the network marketing business, because I believe in being as straight and clear in my communications as I know possible. So I let everybody know I'm in the network marketing business. For any of you that have ever done it, and you can watch body language just slightly, have you ever had the experience when you say, well, I'm in network marketing, where you sort of feel like the person sort of like did one of these, almost fell over backwards? I'm sure you've seen that kind of reaction. Let me share with you how to handle that situation if and when that ever happens. First of all, what I've done and what's succeeded for myself is when that happens, as I say to the person, I can tell by the way your body tensed up, how you almost fell away from me, that you have either had a bad experience in network marketing or you've got a misperception. Is that correct? So I basically throw my cards on the table. That will open them up and start doing the talking. From there, I'm able to take it to the next area, because I realize that if people, for whatever reason, have this negative perception about network marketing, that's because they clearly don't understand this business. Because I know that if people truly, legitimately understood this business, everybody would be involved in it, because first of all, the government subsidizes people to get involved in this business. That's the first thing. Because most people, 98% of the people that are working a job don't have the tax write-offs that the average person has in business. That's the first thing. The second thing is this business is basically doing what we already are doing, but don't make any money at it. And what I mean by that is you found something that your beliefs are so strong in the value of what you have, and all you're doing is letting other people know about it. And isn't that what is natural to us as people? When you think about it for a second, when there's something that you really like, doesn't it make you feel good by letting other people know about it because you know of the value? That's what this business is really about. A lot of times as people take a look at this business, they'll say, well, if this goes exactly the way you're telling me it's going to go, we're going to hit saturation. Has anybody ever heard that one? Not too long ago, there was a new president that took over at the helm of Coca-Cola. And as he started his tenure there, he made a challenge to the salespeople that were in the most highly concentrated area of where Coke was, that they needed to go out and I think it was open up 5 new accounts in that area. And they were all able to do it. Here you've got a major company, Coca-Cola. They've never hit saturation. I don't know of any corporate America company that has ever hit saturation. What you need to do when people have these issues is relate it to them in a way that they says, yes, that makes sense. Because if you cover it straight on like a professional, they're going to realize that you are a professional. The biggest reason they need us in this business is because the average consumer, with all the marketing messages that we get bombarded with on a day in and day out basis, have developed this thick skin. And see, the company realizes, but they've got people like us that they are able to properly communicate that message rather than letting these valuable products get lost on the store shelf. That's why they need us to do this business. And they're willing to pay the advertising dollars that they would normally pay if they decided to go the traditional marketing way. But they realize that these products need that time to be explained to other people so that people, can properly start off and use the products properly. Anyhow, when I come across people that still are negative about the industry, I know from either Upline or there's a variety of different sources. I think it was March of 92, there was a great article in Success Magazine, and every month from there on in, they have been taking different success stories of people that have accomplished great degrees of success, and they've got a reprint of it because obviously what I'm looking at doing for a person that's got a resistance in a particular area is I want to give them the information so that they can see things the way that I know that they are. The other thing that I like to do is I like to contrast network marketing with the history of where franchising was. I don't know how many of you realize it, but franchising back in the 1950s was like 11 votes short of being classified illegal by the Congress in the United States. And look at where it is today. 1/3 of the GNP is based from franchising. So, the key about network marketing is it's a new paradigm. It's a new paradigm of doing business. I'm not sure of how many of you are aware of like what happened with the Swiss watches, where they're looking at making a shift from the Swiss watch controlled the watch market. And they had a particular paradigm of how they saw business, and they turned on this new technology. Instead of the people that created this technology went over to the Japanese, the people from Japan, and introduced to the technology. And what happened was there's a major shift that happened. That's where I believe network marketing is going to be. See, network marketing is based on cooperation. It's based on empowering other people, helping people take control of their life, gain that back. It's based on abundance, rather than that lack or poverty type consciousness. And it's also based on the redistribution of wealth. That's what this whole business is. And once you grasp that concept, you're going to become an unstoppable force in this industry. A friend of mine, John Kalish, wrote a book, and I totally believe the title of what he wrote in this book. This business is the greatest business opportunity in the history of the world. As I said, making money doing what we're already doing.
Okay, you're probably ready for another 30-second mental break, aren't you? So sit back, enjoy, and then we will be back to finish up the program.